The company of Walmart sells a bag of M&M peanuts for 50 cents. If you're at a service station, the price of that same packet of peanuts jumps to $1. Yet, if you're at a 5-star hotel and that bag of peanuts is sitting in your room at the minibar, the price jumps dramatically higher to $6. Understand, it's the exact same product, yet the prices are distinctly different. Let's use this information and consider what it can mean to our dealerships. I want to start with convenience. In the same example, it seems no one can question the main distinction in the price variation is convenience. If you want a bag of M&Ms in your hotel room, you don't even have to leave your room to devour a bag of peanuts after a long day. They have you right where they want you, tired and hungry. If you're willing to get back in your car and locate the nearest Walmart that's 5 miles away to purchase your bag of M&Ms, have at it. You'll save $5.50 for an effort that will likely take you 40 minutes to complete the purchase. Most of us consider our time extremely important and valuable, wouldn't even consider that trip to Walmart. And those of us that say, hey, I'm going to brave that effort, go to Walmart, would likely spend $25 because Walmart does such a great job at helping customers impulse buy other items. We need to think this way about our dealerships. The hours we're available for our customers is an example. You're going 8 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday? Is your visit providing free snacks and beverages as the customers wait for that vehicle to be serviced? Are you asking your customers to wait for a week, more than a week, to get in for a service appointment because you need more techs, you got someone on vacation, whatever the reason is? Customers aren't willing to wait like that. Is your facility and restroom spotless? Are they so clean that they make an impression immediately? Do you have hand towels? Plenty of hand soap. So when the customer wants to use your facility, everything's there and available. Are you paying that kind of attention? Have you ever been into a restroom and they're out of hand towels, or you wash your hands and you go for a towel and your hands are wet? What did you think? How about the price? Many dealerships today aren't making good margins in fixed ops because they believe they've got to be a low-cost provider. If this was the case, we would need no other restaurants than McDonald's to supply all of our dining needs. Yet quality restaurants like Morton's Steakhouse, they're in excess of $100 for a complete dinner instead of the McDonald's price of $5 for an extra value meal. Without question, the customer experience at Morton's Steakhouse is going to far exceed that of the local McDonald's restaurant. In a well-run dealership, there will be in excess of $100,000 special tools from the manufacturers. They'll have factory-trained master techs that the dealership invested over $40,000 a piece to train. They'll have prompt scheduling within 48 hours of a customer request and treat internals as if they were customers. That's right, internals should be treated the same. When you got used cars backed up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they can't even get into your shop, do you really think you have enough staffing? You see, a dealership that does it well, it's well worth pricing your services at a level the dealership can be profitable producing. We can no longer live with the excuses of justifying our lack of actions because that's the way we've always done it. It's time to develop your dealership away from the McDonald's experience and be totally committed to provide your customers with exceptional service they would receive at a Morton's Steakhouse. When we go in and look at dealerships across the country and look at common reasons why they're not being profitable or their costs are so excessive and things are high, we can look at all kinds of reasons people give as to why they can't do that. Now, you might say, oh my gosh, I've got a snack machine in my customer lounge and we're not charging the $6, we're only charging $3 for that bag of M&Ms. You know, if I have that and I just have snacks available for free, look at how much I'm going to increase my cost. When I look at these things and bottle of water or assorted beverages, we need to understand that cost is no different than spending $25,000 or $40,000 a month in advertising new and used cars in Sunday's papers. Yet the dealerships will blow that kind of a budget, yet tell us that water and potato chips and assorted snacks or fresh baked cookies are my favorite. And those of you that know cookies at all, there's nothing like the aroma of fresh baked cookies in a waiting area. You see, we need to look at the value difference and what kind of experience we want to provide. Is it a cost or is it a benefit to have that kind of customer experience? Can you imagine if someone's coming in and they're quoting 4 different dealerships, they walk in and they go, what is the smell? That smells like fresh bakery in here. Oh, we're baking some cookies up for our service customers. So when they have their vehicle service, they get those fresh baked cookies. We're just baking a batch this morning. Is that going to make a difference on the purchase decision of anybody? When you have a service experience that's that high, and more important than a newspaper print of an ad where you spend let's say $40,000, whatever that number is, $250,000, $500,000 a year, don't be concerned about that water. Don't be concerned about the best advertising the dealership can have. And that's right in your service department. That's in sitting there and going, wow, no one does that. And if anyone even went to another place, they would go, it's nothing like that. Look how filthy the restrooms are. Why are we having the 8 to 5 hours? Is it for our convenience or our customers? You see, we need this mentality that says, whatever makes that visit better, I want my dealership to provide. Whatever improves that experience, I want my dealerships to provide it. I still recall with great fondness a time, and this is the attitude and the type of thing we need. Customer was waiting excessively long, it seemed to me, for their vehicle. The small child was crying and was creating quite a ruckus in the waiting room. And I walked up to the lady and talked with her and said, is there anything I can do to help you? She said, no, I just didn't think it would be this long of a wait. So I didn't bring an extra diaper, and my little baby here needs a diaper change. So I asked that customer, what size diaper do you need? I'll run down and buy one immediately. Is that excessive? Is that going to cost the dealership maybe a pack of 10 diapers to come back and take care of this young mother? Or is that a benefit? I never forget this time either. I was at a client, and it was blowing snow and very cold and blizzard conditions, and they have a drive-through that's pretty warm. But yet the advisor, when the vehicle was done, said, your vehicle's out there to the right, sending them out in 8-9 inches of snow, minus chill factors, to find their vehicle. We need to understand, more important than the price, more important than anything is the customer experience. You can make good margins, but you can't make a customer wait for a week to get in to know what's going on with their car. They will call someone else. We can't provide them a restroom that's filthy. We can't have magazines that's 2 years old. Focus in on what that customer experience is. Be the Morton Steakhouse of car dealerships. That's where you're going to get the customer retention. That's what's going to sell cars. Even in the new car department, when they're pricing vehicles to customers and we're looking at trade values and all of that's very detailed stuff. Don't forget that fresh baked cookie. Don't forget telling them of what your service department is about. The commitment to the clients, the extended hours. That may not be convenient for your staff, but provide the level of experience the customer expects, really demands. Don't make them look for other dealerships. Don't feel you have to price your oil changes with the quick lube down the street. You see, their customer doesn't know that they might be using reconditioned or recycled oil. That customer doesn't know that you're spending $6 for an oil filter that's factory manufactured compared to a 99-cent one imported from China that has a little tie strap wrapped around the element inside the filter. If you don't think there's a difference between those two, I challenge you to cut them open and look. It's the same thing as the meat you find at McDonald's compared to the meat you find at Morton Steakhouse. We don't have to be the same price as the quick lube. We have to sell the difference. We have to provide that excellent care. We have to make an impact that when they come into our dealerships, they see the difference. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week. We're going to talk about processes that can bring in additional hundreds of thousands of dollars into your dealership. But I want to explain right away, that's not why we do it. We do it because it's the right way to do business. The money follows that. It's the customer's expectation when they bring a vehicle into your dealership that you're going to look the vehicle over and tell them what it needs to be at peak performance. It's our obligation to inform them and educate them every time, every car. The shocking truth is that the staffs at most dealerships don't even recommend or look for what the customer's needs are. One time I was walking through the shop and I was underneath a vehicle where they were doing a brake job repair. And I noticed that the brake lines were so corroded they were unsafe. So I challenged the technician and I asked them, did the customer decline the brake lines? And I was shocked with his answer. He said that he didn't like that type of work, so he never even recommended it. This is not the way to care for a customer. This is not a way to meet our obligation. Can you imagine if that customer's going down the road, has a panic stop on a brake, and the brake lines failed? What would the responsibility be for your dealership to have never even recommended that? One of my own personal regrets is that we never recommended batteries on just a maintenance replacement. Instead, I would wait until the battery failed and they were towed into the dealership. It was $150 for the vehicle to be towed in. Then we had to have a technician diagnose it, determine it's a battery, and then replace that battery. The customer doesn't understand why it took $350 to replace that battery when Walmart puts it in for 85 bucks. The sad truth is that we failed that customer because we should have recommended it before it failed. Isn't that what preventative maintenance is all about? The mission is to inform and educate the customer every time, every car, what that vehicle needs to be in peak performance. I want to talk to you about an incident that changed my viewpoint on this dramatically. An advisor came up to me one time and asked if I would get involved with an elderly lady sitting in the waiting area. The repairs on her vehicle cost more than the vehicle was worth. So I went in and I explained that she should go over to the used car department, pick something out, and instantly tears welled up in her eyes. And she said, "Can you fix it? Can you fix it?" I said, "Yes, we can repair the vehicle, but it doesn't make financial sense." And she said, "Fix it. Because you see, that was my husband's car, and he passed away last year, and when I drive it, I feel closer to him." She fixed that vehicle because she understood the value of it greater than I did. You see, that changed my view on all of this. All my mission was to tell her what was wrong with the vehicle. You need to establish a culture that says, every time, every car, I'm going to tell the customer what their vehicle needs to be at peak performance. That's the commitment. That is our obligation, to inform and educate. Make that your mission.